Okay, so welcome everyone. We are in book club, and let me just get this set up. There we go. So it is June the 8th, 2026, and we're in the sacral. Oh, here's Darren. Let's just let Darren in. Okay, so let me just go here. Okay, there we go. Hi, Darren. I can't see you, but nice to see you. Okay. All right. So we're in the sacral chakra, the universal law of as within, so without, as above, so below, balance. So just the short name for this one is the law of balance with Sanat Kumara. And we've already learned about the third dimension with Albert Einstein and fortitude with Jesus. And we're going to go do a little bit about fortitude in this one too. Okay, so yeah, if you want to hear the audio or look at the transcript for this one, it's through this yellow circle and just scroll down, Universal Law of Balance. You'll see it close to the top. Okay, so let's welcome everyone. The room is very full. There's a lot happening because Archangel Michael is here as well, really present because we are creating deeper peace on the planet, but we'll go into that. So thank you to all our friends, our galactic friends above and below, to the Mother, to the mighty archangels, Sanat Kumara, the ascended masters, enlightened beings, beloved saints, guides, and guardians, and to Gaia for holding us. So thank you to all the beings that are here with us. And if you feel like putting on the beautiful blue cloak of the Mother for greater clarity, forgiveness, peace, freedom, truth, power, this cloak is really magical. Deeper trust for the healing that's happening. And not to forget the RE words, relax, receive, remember. It's all in the heart. And that's what this cloak does. It helps us remember the heart space. So out of the mind and to the heart. And then once you're really anchored in the heart, the mind aligns with the heart. And so let's post the mighty ones. Archangel Michael always goes along the wall with your door, or if you're doing it around your bed, at the foot of the bed. And then the next wall, and then he stands in the corner. He literally walks along the wall and then stands in the corner. So he's coloring that whole wall blue. And then he stands in the corner with his flame of truth, blue flame of truth. And then Archangel Raphael walks along the next wall and stands in this corner, and he has an emerald flame. And then Archangel Uriel with his silver walks along the third wall and stands in the third corner, and he has a silver flame that he gifts to us. And it's basically in the palm of your hand. And Archangel Yophael, this is your truth. Archangel Yophael with his magenta amethyst walks along the fourth wall and stands in the fourth corner with his magical dust. And you can sprinkle that on anything, and it helps bring clarity and all kinds of magic into the situation. Balance. And then Archangel Gabriel and Sanat Kumara with the gold in the center, Gabriel with the golden spiral. This is our ascension spiral. It's that wellspring of joy that is bubbling up inside of us. So we're in that state of joy. Joy is the healing for the planet. It is the masterful healing agent of all the realms, this golden energy. And it's also balance, divine alignment, gratitude, your power. The golden energy is your action. Yeah, it's just self-worth, self-worth. Really important. Most of us are lacking in self-worth, so we can always go deeper for more and more self-worth. Okay, so one of the biggest issues on the planet is when we doubt ourselves. So Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel really help with doubt. So if you are just, and the unfortunate thing about the old systems is we're so programmed and we don't even notice when we're in them. So it's becoming consciously aware, like Jesus talked about, really, really aware of what's happening inside of us, and then pausing, and then either calling for help or giggling or something just to eliminate these old systems because we don't need them anymore and they interfere. So we want to become really consciously aware. So if you call Gabriel, she will help with doubt. Michael will help with doubt. Uriel will help, with discovering your truth, really uncovering, remembering who you truly are, and eliminating all fear. So it's just a matter of remembering to pause and breathe. Why do we doubt ourselves? So sometimes it's to do with something where you feel shame or guilt or unforgivable. And we all tend to have that because it's come down through the family line and we sponge it up from mom and dad. They've sponged it up from their mom and dad. It just goes down the line. We do carry 6 generations of trauma. So when you're eliminating your doubt, it's actually going down the timeline and eliminating it in many, many different realms. We doubt that we are free to ascend, that we can hold consistent joy. This becomes more and more prevalent when you spend more and more time in the heart space because you just naturally feel that wellspring that bubbles up. It's very giggly and very uplifting, and that we can create the life that we desire. So whether it's free of pain or whatever it is, everything is fully available to us now. There is no limitation, but doubt can interfere. Okay. Jesus says on our planet, and particularly in many societies, we have an addiction to being right. So, and doubting is in there. And he says, fortitude is not that. There are times in all lives when you misstep or you turn the wrong way or you think you turned the wrong way. And he uses that word think, for it is a mental judgment that is not of love, or that you have simply wandered off your path. And he says, forgiveness comes into this in terms of your ability to forgive others, but also to forgive yourself. But he says what is even more critical is fortitude. And he says that's the courage, stamina, bravery to return to the heart space. And so if you're feeling like you're in any kind of doubt, breathe, drop down. That's why we do the drop down into the heart space every single session that we have here on Mondays, because it reminds us to really anchor more and more and more in the heart space. It is the center not only of the heart of love of the Mother, Father, One, so source energy, but it is our center. And then to know the center and your center have no differentiation. So there's no difference between source energy and what we find in the heart space. The heart space is like source. The Divine Mother, the Divine Father are embedded in that tri-flame in your heart space. And they're always energizing that. They're always filling it up with more and more knowing. And he says it takes courage. It does take courage to drop into the heart because we have incredible fear to go there. I see it in every single reading I do. There is fear to drop into the heart space. So just to overcome that and drop in, it just takes practice. And laughter is one of the best medicines. So invoking Archangel Michael and his beautiful big sword that cuts all the ties that bind, and Sanat, Kumara and the sacred law of intent. And now we're adding the law of balance, that all fear, all limitation, all feelings of inadequacy be eliminated right now. And he says, just sit still, lie down, and allow this to happen. Listen to your guides. Know that there can be layers to this. So remember to come back again and again and again and again. Like Jesus says, surrender into the heart space over and over and over until it becomes second nature and you're carrying it with you. So I did pull cards on this, and it was interesting that wisdom came up because wisdom is really blessing yourself. So when you do drop in, just know you're working with fortitude, but you're also working with that conscious awareness of being able to bless yourself and forgive yourself. This is hope. and really balance in the tri-flame. That's what hope is. It's the knowing of the mother and the father are always with us, and that's found in the tri-flame in the heart. And then the law of constancy came up. So this is the 13th law. It's connected to the crown chakra, but to constantly do this, be really constant and consistent. Oh, there's another CON word, consistent, constant. Mhm. And so to be in that state of forgiveness of the self, you can even just do a quick apology if you find yourself in doubt or any of the old systems. That's what St. Bernadette said to do. Just really go in and apologize and say, whoops, forgot. Okay. And then back to love, self-love, self-worth, consistently heart-centered. Hope is the perfect balance in our tri-flame. It's the knowing of the mother and the father. And of course, the pink, the self, all are equal. Beauty is another way to remember. We haven't studied this yet, but beauty is all about harmony with the good, the bad, and the ugly. So beauty isn't just outer, it is inner. And being okay with those old systems, that they were all part of the journey, but not to get caught in the drama of them. And you can literally send beauty, you can send harmony into yourself, be that for yourself. And then if there's situations outside of us that we're finding really confusing, just send the beauty. And it's actually coming from your third eye, and you'll feel it activate and send. So, and you can send that. When I'm watching things where I want to learn more, I'm constantly sending beauty, the harmony into the situation. So that's a really easy way to balance things as well. So, and that's that magenta color of Archangel Jophiel. So, and it was Rain that helped me understand all this. So I just wanted to thank her. There she is talking to Ellie right here. It looks like she's really explaining something. And Kuan Yin and the Magdalena, they really helped with that. And of course, SK. Yeah, this is McKenna and this is Ellie. And I think this is May back here. But look at Rain, so beautiful. Okay. All right, so let's drop into the heart center. Breathe whatever color comes to you. They're all perfect balance. They're all vibration and frequency. They are all the mother and the father in perfect balance. So color is one of the healing agents on planet that we're not accessing enough. But all the Council of Love meditations always begin with breathing color. So if you're infusing yourself with color and wearing color, it is really healing. So breathe the color that comes to you. Fill both hemispheres of your mind, your brain with that color so that you can see it's really balanced. And then on the out breath, drop down into your heart space, into that emerald green, into anywhere in nature. You can sense being sitting under a tree or somewhere in nature. This is the most basic meditation, just sensing nature inside of yourself. Nature is that perfect reflection of balance. And then sense into your tri-flame. Oops, there we go. The healing of the mother's blue. And we want to see these flames equal inside your heart. But if they're not, don't worry. Just allow, just sense, and just know the more you drop in and the more you intend and the more you balance in your own love for your family, the flames will balance. And then into the gold, the action of the father energy, your self-worth. The blue is your self-love, and the pink is your self-love as well. So, and then into the middle, into the pink, this is yourself. This is the awakening to the truth, your spark right there. And just expand that, really sit in it and expand it. And just staying in your heart space. Anchor above. This is the law of above and below that we're going to be talking about today. So send that energy of the tri-flame braided straight to source, straight above you, and straight down to Gaia. Really anchor with Gaia. And that's very grounding. It's a great exercise to do every day for grounding. And then come back up into your heart space. And we're going to stay there, and we're going to do a little bit of the meditation for the law of balance now. So SK is asking us to take a deep breath of magenta. So just breathe magenta. It's that perfect balance of color between the blue and the red. So the blue of the mother and the red, which is our earth mother. Our planet is of the red ray. So we've got the two mothers here in our mastery. It's the color of grape juice, maroon, and he's asking us to relax, to let go of all our questions and feelings of whether we're doing enough or doing it right or whether we're on track. Just let that all go. Breathe it out and let it go. And feel your jaw relax and your neck. And keep breathing this wonderful color of magenta. Magenta is the color of Jesus, of our beloved Yeshi, the Buddha, and Lord Maitreya. And as you go deeper into your heart, see that tiny pinprick of light at the base of the tri-flame. Or there's another pinprick, the seat of your soul, which is at the tip of your solar plexus, which is the tip of the Valentine heart of the heart chakra. And see yourself moving towards that pinprick of light as if you are flying, bringing all your energy, all of you in through that pinprick, through that portal of white light to the inner corridors of your blessed heart, of your sweet self, and breathe. So now you're on the other side of your heart chakra, inside of yourself, in your golden temple. See the walls that are golden. It is the gold of Gabriel, that Florentine gold. It's the gold of Yahweh and the gold of Sanat Kumara. There is writing, symbols, pictures, messages on these walls. This is where you come again and again to understand not only your sacred purpose, but your intentions. This is where you formulate and come to understand on a completely different level your mission and purpose and desire. So super important to fly into your golden temple as often as you can and just sit and listen. This is where you can hear your guides. It's not English, but it is the knowing, so that when you come out of meditation, you have much more clarity of who you are and why you're here. And then he says to sit down, one of the chairs or pillows that are placed in this vault of your heart, and take a deep breath of magenta. So breathe, really breathe in this space and go deeper. So from this space now, we're going to be listening to what SK tells us and explains about the law of balance. The universal law of as within, so without, as above, so below, balance. And he starts by saying you are known extremely well and perhaps more fully than you even know yourself. I do not say this in a dismissive way. It is just that our conscious memories, as you would think of it, are longer than yours. We are under the veil here. So, for example, when I look at one of you, any one of you, I see the magnificence of that spark of light as you originally emerged. I see your angelic self and the journey that you have had on other planets and on Earth. So we've been many, many different places, many different systems, probably a lot more evolved than what's happening here on Earth. So just know you are super higher dimensional and you're here. You're remembering all these talents that you are from other lifetimes to bring that into our reality here on Earth so we change what's happening here. He says, I see you in your many names, your many costumes and containers. So you could have been animal or, a part of nature as well as beings, different beings. We are human on Earth right now. We see the struggles, we see the doubt and frustration, the anger, the pain, the sorrow. We see the joy, the victories, the laughter, the love. But let us say pain has been the most and in pain. I use all the false grids. It has been the most devastating part of the experience of what humans created in the third dimension. And we know of that pain and we seek to ease it, to soothe it, to remove it while not interfering with your free will. But what amazes us as we gaze on you, whether it was in Jerusalem 2,000 years ago, or in France 1,000 years ago, or in Siberia, is even in the midst of hardship and pain, your capacity to love and to be loved and to express love has never really dimmed. In the most challenging of circumstances, you have always proved yourselves as the light beings who continue to love. You have no idea how extraordinary that is and how we would do anything to keep that love alive. So, what is it we are doing at this moment? Why are we talking to you in this way, which you must admit is highly unusual in terms of your society? So having these really clear channeled messages is really unusual. And the lady that brought through all these messages, Linda, she had many, many near-death experiences to attain the mastery to be able to do this. And he goes on, he says, well, we are doing it because we want to grow and promote that love. You have always kept that flame, that candle burning. Now, we want you to know in your physical, conscious, everyday bodies and activities just how much of the love you are, just how connected to the universe you are. So that's why we do that drop into the heart, really contemplate the tri-flame, really get a sense of how source energy is within you. It's right there. And so that is we're so connected. We just don't realize how powerful the heart space is. And he says, do you fall through the cracks? Never, because although you may not realize it, even though we say it, sometimes it falls on deaf ears. So I say it again, and I say it not only for myself, but for the mother, for the archangels, for the masters, for your guides. I love you. What that means to us is that we are committed to you, not responsible, not an overriding parent, but we are committed, not simply to group ascension, not even to your individual ascension. We are committed to the fulfillment of your heart and your dreams, your desires, because inside of that is the love. And inside of that is the ascension. Because if you look at your hearts, you will notice that the quality of what you love and what you are desiring, even compared to last year, has changed. Now, are there tangible expressions of those desires, of the desires of hope and gratitude and charity and generosity? Yes, but I do not hear any of you saying you want a Lamborghini. What I hear you saying is you want transportation for everybody, and it would be better if they were space vehicles. Oh, yeah. And if they're not space vehicles, then please let them be clean air vehicles. That is what I hear from you. That is that you want food for the planet, and Gaia has plenty, and it is not going to be genetically modified. It is going to be the bounty that she has always offered. These are the desires of your hearts, and this is love. Now, how could you possibly express such loving desires if you were not love? So, yes, we hear you and we know you. Okay, so he's really, really focusing on this love that's found in the heart space. So it's that's just who we all are. It's just that we haven't been even in meditation practices, it's rare that you hear of a meditation practice where you drop into the heart space. Mostly people are concerned about opening this third eye and working with Kundalini energy. Well, the Kundalini energy, and this is something also, it goes up from the root, from the base of the spine. It goes all the way up, but it's also coming all the way down into the heart. And that's what hasn't been as known, but that's what's happening right now. So you're actually working with Kundalini energy when you breathe and drop down into your heart space.
Hmm.
Yes. So now he goes on to talk about the news on Earth and how manipulated it can be. So he says you have some expressions that you use on Earth, a slow news day, and when there is no news, the media likes to make up news. Now, I'm not suggesting that the violence and the conflict that rages in Syria. So these messages came through in 2013, and Syria was the really intense war zone at that point. Now we have Russia and Ukraine, we have Israel and Gaza, we have Sudan, we have Lebanon. So just substitute this for those war zones. Um, these messages came through in 2013, but this can relate to any war zone. So he's not suggesting that the violence and the conflict that rages is not true and real. It is a combination of things. So let me explain. And it works very well with our understanding and conversation today about above and below, within and without. And you can see how I've colored it green. So I'm trying to help us remember that the love, green is love. So above it's all love. We're creating it all below. So we are that. We're not even creating it. We are that as within, so without. But as we really anchor it within, and we remember in the law of sacred purpose, and Sanat Kumara talked about loving your ego, that it's just a delightful part of our personality. So when you love your ego, because it jumps up trying to protect us from the old systems of fear and anger and sorrow and shame and bigotry and hatred and limitation and control. It jumps up and tries to protect us. When you love your ego, it settles down, it becomes calm and peaceful. And then the ways of the higher realms, the love, the peace, the joy comes to the forefront. So we're not limited by any of the old belief systems anymore. And you can get right to your sacred purpose and do what your heart desires. So above and below, within and without is love. Why are the people in Syria all factions? They do not favor factions in the higher realms. They're small, organized, dissenting groups within larger ones. Like we're here to be a collective. We're here to remember the oneness that we're all brothers and sisters and that we are here to get along. It starts in the families and then bigger families and community and family peace, world peace sort of thing that's happening. That's what is helping create for us to remember the oneness. Why are they not holding peace in their heart? Because when peace is in the heart, there cannot be outward aggression. So that's how important it is to really anchor in the heart and be that loving, love, love, love for even for the ones that are really acting out. So we're sending love and we're being love. And whenever we're in difficult situations, we can just get really quiet and send or listen. Basically, listen. And he says, are people fleeing? Yes. So we've had a lot of immigration in the last 10 years or more. And he says, there are two categories of people fleeing, and we do not mean political categories. There are people who are fleeing because they are fearful. And I'm not saying that it is just the fear that freezes. For some of them, it is fight or flight. For others, it is just nervous fear. So there's that category. And then there are those who are fleeing who are saying it is a time of turmoil and upheaval, and this is my chance to move elsewhere. And because the borders will be open and refugees will be accepted, it is a chance to start a new life. So we've had millions of people come into Canada, millions into the United States. And he says, so that is part of it. But the key to Syria or any war zone is every person on the planet, yes, with Archangel Michael and with the higher realms, is to send the peace, the consideration, and the love to Syria. So there's another CON word of the mother, consideration. So sending, this is why we do the sending love at the end of all these sessions, because it's going everywhere. It just goes wherever it's needed. There is a collective, yes, Ken or
Yeah,
Lillian?
yeah. One of the things that I've been reading, had been reading about was um, Iran and the United States as a conflict.
Oh, yes, 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 absolutely. Yeah.
And, with it's causing prices to rise in the US. Um, it was part of the Gulf of not Sidra, what's the other one? Hormuz.
Yes.
The Gulf of Hormuz was mined by the Iranians. And so there's quite a bit of things going on there, although they had said earlier that there was a maybe a peace um, ceasefire
Yes.
coming, but so far I haven't heard anything about it.
Okay. So, Archangel Michael is going to give us a technique to use, and he's super present right now. I don't know if anyone's sensing him, but he's asking us to actually wrap ourselves in blue, sort of like the mother's cloak, but even like it's more of a this color light blue blanket, to wrap ourselves in that, and to even blanket areas in that color of blue. And it's super gentle. So that is something, but there's another technique too that we're going to get to. He's going to show us here right now. So this is good that you brought that up. I there's there's quite a few places where there's a bit of issue. I forgot that one. So yes, thank you, Ken. Okay. There is a collective energy that is coming to the surface, not just in Syria, but we're speaking of this. It's our own. And this is why that we're seeing so much turmoil on the planet, because all of this inside of us is rising up. So when you realize the physics of it, as within, so without, this is why it's so important to really get our own stuff, because then we hold that love for the planet. So he says it's of inadequacy, a belief in the lack of self-worth or in righteousness, but it is misplaced righteousness. It is not righteousness that is in accordance and alignment with the divine, which is love. It is a manipulated understanding. So, what did Jesus say? We have an addiction to being right here. And he says, so is it a power struggle? Absolutely. Is it violent? Absolutely. So just think of all the struggles that we've had within with our own issues of lack of self-love and lack of self-worth. So that's why we're seeing it in our outer reality. So this is how important it is to anchor in the heart and be love consistently, because then you're holding that for that to become present in our outer reality. Does it need to come to the surface to be eradicated rapidly? Not by the invasion with more violence, but with peace. Yes, we need more peace. So here's Jesus talking, you know what he told us about in fortitude. This addiction to being right is very strong. Yes, Ken.
Um, yeah, there's what did I want to say? I'm sorry, I'm not coming up with a thought. I'll get back to it.
I
Can I
think
say
it's,
something?
yeah,
A long time ago, and I can't remember, this is years and years and years ago, whether when it says, Yeshua says we have an addiction to be right.
yeah,
I remember that saying is, I'd rather be right.
Than
yes,
president.
No, I'd rather be right than happy.
yes.
And I decided long, long time ago that I'd rather be happy. And that choice really made a huge difference in my life.
Yeah, beautiful. I love
Mhm.
that. Thank you. That's it right there. And happiness and joy are the healing, like that's the most powerful healing.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you see, this is so Jesus is saying that our addiction to being right is not what fortitude speaks to. And this is when he says where we misstep or we think we turn the wrong way. But yeah, not of love. So it's connected to the mental and not being in the heart space and being happy. Yeah. So we've all encountered narcissists. I don't even like using this word. I just say it's extreme uh lack of
Self-absorption.
what's that?
Self-absorption.
Yes, exactly. Yes. We've all, yeah, I think we all like carry a little bit of this within, like we all do. Because we've all been traumatized. When you're really self-absorbed, it usually means you've been very hurt in childhood. It could have been sexual abuse or just something is just felt mm, uh, like incredible trauma. Um, so yeah, self-centered personality, being right. So yeah, so it's just knowing that when we come across this, whether it's within or in a being without, to really stand back and send love. So the sending is very powerful, and I've noticed with myself if I sending the beauty from the third eye is really powerful too. And you can really feel your third eye open and send the harmony, just the harmony. We want to remember this harmony here. And that is the magenta ray of Jesus, actually, that the beauty and it's compassion as well and wisdom. So SK is saying, does the old ways need to come to the surface to be eradicated rapidly? Yes, they want us to really be consciously aware of what feels uncomfortable, and then just be aware of it and breathe. You can just breathe it out. You can laugh. You can go, oh my gosh, there I am. There it is. Because there's just layers of it. And he says, not by the invasion, but with more violence, but with peace. So, not getting angry with ourselves, just being calm about it and breathing into it, and laughing and letting it go, being happy, like what Lillian said. And he says, yes, it does, because let us use this example. And this is where a practical application of this law comes into form. And I would ask all of you to do this with me. There is no war
Mhm.
above. So even when people are afraid of dying and they don't know what they're going into, it's lovely on the other side. Yes. Ken or Lillian?
Yeah. Um, there's a something I was reading about it. There is a flow of forgiveness, and you can be in the flow of forgiveness, which kind of takes the place of all the negative stuff.
Absolutely. And that's peace. And that's that blue energy. And it's actually called Porlana C. And the galactics are sending it to us. And it's going counterclockwise around the planet. That's that flow. So you can tap into it. You can just breathe it. And it's very expanding. Yeah. And the more you drop into your heart and breathe from there, from that center into that blue of the Divine Mother flame in your heart, that expands it as well. That's your infinite potential that Archangel Michael's talking about. That's good. Thank you, Ken. That was brilliant. So he's saying there is no war above. It's all love. Like when people pass over, they go into this. It's so beautiful. And he says, period. It is a place of harmony. It is not a place of turmoil. It is not a place of anger, frustration. That does not exist. Therefore, there is no room for it below. So it's just us remembering and remembering and remembering, consciously remembering. And if you do find yourself falling into anger or fear or sorrow or shame or whatever, you can feel it to heal it. But then, if you can also quickly apologize and just say, "Oh, there I go again." And then stop it pretty fast and laugh and just let it go. The higher realms are saying we don't even need to know too much about it. Just know it's a layer and let it go and come back to the center. And the more you come to the center, the easier it is to stay in the center. It just happens. And you feel like you're in divine alignment all the time. You actually feel super uplifted and very kind of giggly. So it's just a practice and a practice and a practice, like what Jesus said with fortitude, coming back, the courage to come back over and over. So what you see is the alignment, as if there is a cloud of heaven above the war zones, and the light is pouring down, and that light is filled with Archangel Michael's blue flame of truth. So that's the blue and the silver of justice and peace, the yellow and the blue. So this is all light just raining down from above and from each of our hearts. Because remember, our hearts are source energy. So that's who we are. So it's coming down from above and out from our hearts. So as above, so below, as within, so without. You have the capacity to send directly to the heart of Syria, of Egypt, of Iraq, Iran, Russia, Ukraine, Sudan, Lebanon, Israel, Gaza, that sense of peace. Wherever there's a war zone, the Congo, wherever there's conflict, we can just send it. But I think even the more importantly is being it, just coming back to the center and really sensing into it and being it. And then it naturally goes out in your field everywhere you go. When you become outraged at atrocity, yes, Ken.
Um, a couple of, what was this, last weekend, wasn't it? The people that causing problems in Bexley.
Uh,
In,
yeah.
in where?
It was okay. This is a suburb of Columbus. It's not too far from us, but apparently there were some, they said teenagers running around with guns and firing them off and causing disruptions. Um, I don't know that much about it except that it happened and that it caused great problems for the people in this particular suburb. And I do remember hearing about the chief of police. What did he say? 6-page document or something like that?
6 pages saying we're not going to put up with this.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
Well, it's it was a what was it called? A teen takeover.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I don't, this was the second one that's happened in Columbus, as far as I can tell. My neighbor was telling me about it. And the
Hmm.
only thing I can figure out is I think that it's been an organized, that's
Hmm.
my intuition telling me that somebody organized it, someone older organized it, and they put guns in the hands of teenagers and sent them out.
Hmm.
That
Okay. Well, it doesn't sound, it's definitely not in alignment. So what you can do
no,
is just imagine source energy right above that area and it
yeah,
raining down on them. And then
right,
from your heart, send that energy as well. So you're getting the double whammy, as above, so below, and then as within, so without.
yeah,
Wow. And also you can send that beauty too. Like it's a really easy thing to do is send the beauty I'm finding. Like I don't know why it's so easy, but it's just like literally you can sense it. It comes right out and it's the harmony. And it's you not judging whether it's good or bad because we don't really
right,
know. Is
right,
that what they're doing? Waking a whole bunch of people up to say, hey, we want peace here. We don't want that.
right,
So we don't really know. So when you send that magenta mastery, it's compassion, it's harmony, it's wisdom. And it's being grateful for them whether they're in alignment or not. Like we just don't know. Like, it could have a really good outcome.
Well, what scares me is the fact that it's the manipulation of people. As far as I'm concerned, that's what happened. It's a manipulation of a group of,
Yeah,
I would say, teenagers.
right.
And that worries me terribly.
Right.
And that's,
Hmm.
I just, I don't like that.
No, of course not.
I
Then,
don't like any human being manipulated.
right. Okay. So, you can send that energy to the leaders then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
Ohio is a pretty neat place because you've had a lot of very powerful people come from Ohio. Even
Well,
your vice
yeah.
president is from Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of corruption here, a lot more than I could even begin to imagine. That
Okay.
really,
Well,
So
you're talking,
Ohio might be a forerunner. I think Canada is too, because we have a lot going on here right now.
yeah,
And are we diving deep into what's not working so we rise up into what does? Like
right.
waking up a whole bunch of people? Yes, it is.
Yep.
Mhm.
We
So you
need to
might
do
be a forerunner.
we need to do a lot of work, Kathleen.
Yeah, I am. But maybe you guys are doing the same in Ohio.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
yeah,
what you're doing.
yeah.
Yeah, because you two are a force. So yeah, it's better not to judge it. It's better just to
Right.
go, hey,
Oh,
why
oh
don't I have
yeah.
this manipulation? Did I have manipulation when I was a child? And then clear it out of you and then send out, love from within and know that it's raining down from above. Like
Right.
really get it. But figure out why you're like that word manipulation. Why is it like a real trigger point for you? So clear it out within yourself and then
Okay.
do that because like, if we're super triggered by something, it usually means there's a connection to trauma in our past.
Uh,
Ask if it's this lifetime or another lifetime. Ask your guides because often it's not even this lifetime, it's another lifetime where we might have manipulated some situation.
uh,
So
yeah.
then you clear it up with yourself, ask for forgiveness from above, do the karmic dispensation thing. I request that all karmic debt that is owed to me or that I owe and have incurred be forgiven, erased. And then you clean it up within yourself, and then you're super clear. You can send really powerful love out and to wake more and more people up.
Yeah.
I say that several times a day. The,
Oh, very good.
the, the,
The karmic debt one?
yes.
Oh, no wonder. See you guys are driving up what's not working in your state so that it can be all cleaned up. Are you being funny, Ken? Are you serious?
No, no, I'm
No,
being serious.
Wow, good work. That's amazing. Okay. All right. Oh, that makes me so happy. Okay.
Darren has something to say.
Oh, Darren. Yes.
Yeah, you mentioned it already, but I was going to say that we really need to send that love to the organizers, the ones that are organizing these type of disruptions.
Mhm.
That's where need to send a lot of energy and send energy to the whole city and even the whole state, I think would be good.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with Canada. I just send it the whole of Canada. You can put the violet flame underneath your whole state, like I do that with Canada all the time, and ask for Saint Germain for help. You can surround your state with the mighty ones. You can rain down love, like what SK
Right.
and Archangel Michael are talking about right now, and peace, and most importantly, to be that peace ourselves and not engaged because here he says when you become outraged at an atrocity, and you are correct, it is outrageous, but when you join into that energy of drama, then you are contributing to it.
Rather than helping it.
Yeah,
Mm.
this is a big one. So that's why I find like when I'm watching, because I want to know what's going on, but I don't want to engage in it. I don't want to take sides. So then I find my third eye opening and it's sending out harmony. So that I'm sending harmony into it. And it's really easy to keep watching what you're watching. So you get the information, but you're sending harmony into it. And so he says, so you have need to align with the divine qualities, with divine law, and in that way, do not underestimate your strength. Collectively, you have the power to stop these factions because they're factions, they're groups within groups fighting at this very moment. You send the energy of peace and you hold that vision and you do not tolerate or engage in any other vision. So it's really being conscious of how we feel inside. So the more peaceful we are, the more peaceful our outer reality is going to be. Yes, Darren.
It's also important to really watch our thoughts, to watch every thought we have to make sure they are peaceful. They're not any other thoughts except peaceful thoughts. And we have to really be vigilant to catch those thoughts.
Consciously aware, that's what Jesus said, yeah. And laugh. Like if you find that it's sometimes it's the two hemispheres of the brain just ping-ponging in the old system. And sometimes it just runs without us even noticing because we're so used to it. So it's just
Yeah.
being conscious, 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 bringing yourself back to the heart. Fortitude. That's why Jesus said fortitude is so important because it's coming back to the heart over and over with consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. But if you make it like a game, it makes it more fun. Oh, there I go again. Laugh. If you need to apologize, quick apology, like Saint Bernadette said, just make a quick apology. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. You can even do whole Oponopono. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Right to yourself, because it's really for the self, something, or even just, I'm so sorry and laugh, and then get on with your day and keep feeling that peace. Once you anchor in that peace and it's really strong, it goes with you everywhere. Like you can stand, I mean, I stand 4 days of the week in the public, basically, and that's who I am. I carry that peace with me. It's rare that I get pulled out of it. Sometimes people can't even see me. I scare people sometimes, but I think it's because I'm carrying that peace and they're just not used to it. Yes, Ken or Lillian.
One of the things that we do when we're really triggered is to use our smudge stick
Yes. Beautiful.
and make a cross with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's super indigenous. And that's clearing out the old energy with smoke. Smoke is really magical and powerful. Yeah. Beautiful. Oh, do you light it up? Do you light the smudge stick?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay. I have a little balcony, so I have my smudge out on the balcony and I get up really early in the morning. We're not supposed to burn anything in this building, but I do it for like a minute every morning and I send that smoke everywhere. It's like one of my most favorite things to do. Even if it's pouring rain out there, I get out because it's all covered and I just go out and light it up and send the smoke.
It calms down our kitties too.
Oh, good. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So SK wants us to invoke the universal law of above and below, within and without. Oh, I should have made this blue, or I mean green. To bring forth that alignment in tangible reality. So yes, I'll go ahead and change this. It should be green. So to remind ourselves, we are this love within, without, above, below. So that cloud of heaven, and it's raining down all this beautiful energy to remind us that's who we are here, and then for everything to change on the planet to that heavenly state of being. So there it is. And it's especially important to send it into the families. And if even if you're having great difficulty with family, just send it. Send it. See that cloud above, dropping that energy down. Yeah. So did SK actually say to, I guess not. Huh. Okay. Huh. I thought he said to invoke. Invoke it. Hold that vision, but maybe he didn't. Okay, well, anyways, I'm doing it. I'm saying it just remember the law of above and below, within and without, and you can even say I invoke to bring forth that alignment, intangible reality. It is very powerful. You can even say above and below, within and without. Yeah. Okay, so any questions or comments about this session? Oops, let's just see. Yeah, because we're at the end. Is it pretty straightforward? Do you get a good sense that our heart space is this cloud of heaven, really? That's that's what's in the heart space. And that's why we drop in there, you know, every session to remember that we are a source energy. We carry that energy within us. It's just been not talked about much here for the last few thousand years. And that's what we're remembering. That we are sparks of source energy in human form and here to bring that forth on the planet. And we dropped into families that were difficult because we didn't, how would you know what to let go unless you'd experienced what doesn't work? So the more mighty you are, the more difficult the situation you would have dropped into. We do volunteer. We do know, pretty much have a good idea what we're dropping into and how much work is going to be needed to do the transformation here. So it's real. It takes a lot of courage, a lot of stamina to keep going and releasing all these layers of trauma from generations within the families. And some families are much more difficult than others. It's just the way it is. Yeah. So just know if your family was really difficult, it's a testament to you and your power. Because nothing's impossible. When you ask for help, it's always there. And that's what hope is. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just thank everybody. And where are we? Oh, we're overtime. Okay. So let's just thank everybody. Thank you to SK and to Gaia and to Jesus and all the higher realms, everyone that's been helping us. And yeah, seeing the beauty in everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, being beauty, okay with it all. Just like we don't know whether this is going to be a great thing. If it's terrible, is the good going to rise up from it? Sending the beauty, the harmony, knowing that when you listen to birds, that's the heart space. And there's cities of light inside. When you get into your golden temple, it expands into it's just amazing what you see in there. So yeah, we're here to multiply this by everyone on the planet. There's 8.3 billion of us now. So the silver is truth and the magenta is mastery and beauty. So that's why there's two colors to beauty. Okay. So we're creating our heaven on earth. So when we hold that love, it's going out, 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 out into the field with creating in gratitude and joy. So the more you're grateful and you feel that love, it just goes out, 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 out. And Archangel Uriel says, do not underestimate when you stay in that place of centered awareness, not wobbling back and forth in doubt and uncertainty. You are doing so for many. So super important to release all that old energy. Just bless it, laugh, come back to the heart. When you tune into the energy of gratitude, you will begin to manifest effortlessly. That's true. The more grateful we are, the more abundance comes to us of everything. The more blessings come to you. Consciously awaken in gratitude for everything and change your life. It's true. Gratitude is golden. Mhm. That energy, you can see it goes out like an infinity. It comes in and goes out, and we're right in the middle here, in that sweet spot. Okay, so let's do our sending. I've got the timer already, and we'll see everyone in 10 minutes. Have a beautiful time in the heart sending. Okay. That is 10 minutes. Goes by so fast.
We have 4% battery, so we'll say goodbye
Okay.
before it just cuts us off.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for everything, Kathleen and everybody, and see y'all next week.
Be
Okay.
well. Bye.
Okay.
Take care.
Nice to have you back.
Thank
Okay.
you. Good night.
Good night.
See you
Good
in a week. Good night.
night.
Wow. I think the invoking was thinking about it. I think it was in the previous session before I went away. SK asked us to invoke above and below, within and without. I'll pull that up for the when we review. But yeah, it's really easy to say I invoke above and below, within and without. And then that brings you right into alignment. Yeah. It's the physics. It's the physics of how things work here. Yes. Good. Okay. Any other comments or questions or anything from this one? Pretty straightforward.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, you're
Thank
so
you.
welcome.
This session was really helpful.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, I
I
did it
agree.
before I went away. So I kind of forgot what I'd done. I had to review it over and over to get myself back in the energy. Yeah. Yeah, good. Okay, good. And we'll review. I'll bring some of the things up again so we keep remembering. Good. I'm so glad. Okay. Well, I'm gonna turn off the recording here. So I'm just gonna say thanks to everybody, and we'll be back again next week.